Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early February 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libras out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here, my guides. Talk to me about the Libras in early February, please and thank you. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in early February. Been having some intriguing readings the past couple weeks, my friends. I'm excited to see what shows up for you this week. Let's get this first card out, though. What's going on for my friends? Thank you. Very creative. Very, very creative. A lot of depth in this very first card here. This is often an energy I see attached to water signs quite a bit. Okay, and I know Libras could be extremely creative individuals, and it's showing up here right in the front end, so I really like this. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So if you look at a lot of the images within it, we have this art model woman, there's paintings, there's sculptures, there's all sorts of creative endeavors with this card, which is a beautiful, really good sign. Okay, so even if you've been going through tough times or rough patches or what have you, Spirit is asking you to get creative and have an outlet for any really strong, powerful feelings, okay? That is very healthy advice. And once again, I did say I always see this connected to water signs, so maybe this is connecting you to a water sign. But if that's not the case, any sort of creative pursuit is highly favored and recommended for you. If you've been feeling a lot of strong feelings, if your mind has been in a lot of different places, Spirit is asking you to pour that energy out. Don't keep it bottled in, because the more you express it, the more you pour it out, the better you'll be. Okay, so whether this is personal, whether this is business related, I really do like this energy for you in the front end, because it feels like a release valve for me. So we're going to put it down right there. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. And we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So shuffle it up one time for the lovely Libras here, my guides and spirit team. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready, let's talk about last week's reading, my friend. It was titled A Big Return. So that is still in the air for a lot of Libras in this time. Just know whether it's behaviors, situations, people, there was a big vibe in last week's reading of things coming back around, things returning. So we'll see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take it how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So let's get these first 3 cards out here for Libra. Okay, my guides, talk to me. What did we got for my friends? I would still say, though, just like I saw last week, and I'm still kind of already feeling it up front at the top here in this reading, that various things could flare up or swing back around. I'm still feeling that. So let's get you 3 cards. 3 cards for Libra. Thank you. Okay, 6 of Swords. Things calming, things getting better, things progressing. I like this card. It's a good way to start. It's a card of distance and travel. I do like this. Let's get a couple more and really start to build this out. With me personally, I always like to start a spread with an action card, because to me that says the energy's not too stagnant. Let's get a couple more for you, though. Deck is being super specific for you this week. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, beautiful, grounded type of energy. Let's get a couple more. Or one more, rather, unless a bonus pops out for you. There we go. Thank you. Okay, Lovers, beautiful. So far we're looking okay here, Libra. We have the Lovers right here on the back end. This is an energy that you could absolutely vibe with. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So if I look over here at the box, first look, first glance, I'm seeing a couple of intriguing things. We have the 6 of Swords, we have the Lovers. These are both air types of energies, and you're an air sign. So these are energies and vibes that you could really flow with. We also have this 9 of Pentacles in the center. The only thing that I'm kind of raising an eyebrow at is the 9 of Pentacles, because we're starting with action, This could sometimes be seen as a stubborn energy of like a little speed bump or a little hurdle, but the Lovers on the back end does bring some good positivity. And let's go through one by one and really start to build this out, because I feel like this is going to be a nuanced reading, Libra. So position number one, we have the Six of Swords. Generally a beautiful, beautiful energy. If you've been dealing with some difficult situations or tough things, this is the type of card you want to see. Once again, it's an action card. It could speak about distance, it could speak about travel, taking trips, but at the same time, it's somebody coming out of the rough patch or rough waters into the cool, calm, collected waters. So I see this, I think of action, but I also think of improvement, things getting better. Sometimes it could even be wins and victories, depending on what clarifies it. Now, every card has positive and challenge. A challenge of this Six of Swords could represent somebody that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or you might feel like someone's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm not really getting that vibe here. To me, it just feels more like action and movement and improvement, which is what we'll claim so far. We'll see what clarifies it. It could just represent somebody's actions, like what somebody's doing, how they're acting, what they're doing. Now, moving to the center, we have the Nine of Pentacles. I did say it's giving me that little intuitive vibe that there might be a lot more underneath the surface, because as this is free-flowing and moving, the Six of Swords, this is extremely grounded. Now, the Nine of Pentacles could be extremely positive. This is a card of independence. This is a card of extreme abundance, feeling sturdy, feeling stable, very strong foundational type of energy. It's good for monetary things and situations, but I see this card, I like it. It's very independent in nature. In its rough form, it could be someone that has a lone wolf mindset, and it could also represent somebody that's stubborn. That's why I'm saying, like, there could possibly be a situation or a roadblock here. We'll see what's up, because I'm not getting the vibe that it's something completely major. We'll have to see what's up. We'll take this as a positive until we see otherwise, though. The Nine of Pentacles is usually extremely abundant, so after the Six of Swords, moving into the Nine of Pentacles, this could absolutely be a win of some sort or a reward. It all depends. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Lovers. For a portion of you might be connected to a Gemini. And when this card shows up, sure, it could represent a decision or choice. Sometimes it used to be called the choice back in the day. This is a card of healing to me. It has Archangel Raphael on it. And of course, it speaks about connections and soul ties and all that good stuff, and literal lovers as well. But I think of anyone that you have a close emotional connection with this card. So when we clarify it, it could just tell us how someone you're connected to is feeling, what their emotions are. But the fact that Archangel Raphael is here he's the healer. That's what you go to Archangel Raphael for, is healing. So having it on one end, and then we have improvement on the other, possible wins and victories. We're seeing some good solid energies, but something might just take a little bit of time. Whether you've been taking your time or something might take a little bit of time, I'm getting that slow and steady type of vibe, and that's okay. Now, if the Lovers isn't talking about literally an emotional connection or a friend, a family member, any sort of soul tie, I see it as easy flowing, easy going type of energy. It's really, really positive. So I feel like there's something underneath the surface though, Libra. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the Libras and see what's happening. My guides and spirit team, talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Six of Swords. Why is the Six of Swords here? All right, the cards are trying to talk to you already. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Libra, you could drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. I won't be offended. Let's get it going here. Six of Swords. What do we got for Libra? Thank you. Okay. So we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This could be really good and liberating type of energy that we're having up front here. I do feel somebody making a move, taking a big action of some sort, and we'll see what the repercussions of that as we move throughout the reading. Because when I see the Eight of Swords, it's usually a card of stress. It's a card of anxiety. It's a card of someone feeling trapped, like I have no choice type of vibe. When I see it in reverse, though, it's a very freeing type of energy. So I'm feeling like a weight being lifted off of somebody's shoulders, which could be really good when we're speaking about improvement, especially with the cards that we have coming down the line. So for a lot of Libras, if you have been going through difficult problems, situations, and all the things I've been mentioning, this is really good for improvement. And that's the big vibe I'm picking up, is like a weight might be lifted for a lot of you in the coming days and weeks. Doesn't mean it's going to happen right now. Doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. No. Could be like later on down the week. These could be longer term implications. But generally, when we see a lot of sword energy, I feel the mind clearing up a little bit, the thought process clearing up, things starting to make sense, things improving. So I'm really, really liking this energy that we're picking up right here on the front end. Just very liberated. And it does feel good. But once again, if I were to keep it simple as well, this could also be somebody making a move, making a big action, and we'll see if there's any repercussions to that. But for the most part, I feel like this is really positive, and we'll see how it plays out as we move through. And I also feel that connection to what we had in the very beginning, this Oracle card about having a release valve for energy. Spirit is possibly talking about that as well. Like if you are Eight of Swords in any sort of way, and you are feeling pent up, you need some sort of release valve to turn that energy upside down. But once again, I don't want to overcomplicate it, Libra. I do feel things starting to move, starting to improve. So let's go in on that Nine of Pentacles. Let's see why that Nine of Pentacles is here. What's going on with that? Thank you. Okay, Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's a card that could represent you. There's so much air energy here in this reading this week, Libra. And like I said, you could really work well within air energy. Some other signs have a bit more difficulty with it. I feel for a lot of you, your mind is going to be extra active in this time. So just watch out with anything like overthinking and stuff like that. We do have all the hallmarks of it. Now, the Page of Swords in reverse could be someone that's a little defensive that you might be dealing with. There could be someone where communication lines aren't completely open at the moment. But do I feel like that is the be-all, end-all of this reading? Do I feel like it's the final result? Absolutely not. But you might have some communication issues or closed communication with somebody at the moment. Okay? It doesn't mean it's permanent. Absolutely not. Page of Swords is also the Watcher, the tarot deck, aside from being a messenger and stuff like that. But when I see it in reverse, especially since it's a card that could represent the collective under the Nine of Pentacles, I would say for a portion of you, this could be a little road bump or a roadblock. I don't feel, once again, that it's a be-all, end-all. Could be a little bit of a sticky situation, but I don't feel like it's anything too major. So we're going to keep moving. Once again, not going to overcomplicate this because we have action, we have movement, we have improvement, but there are some issues around communicating with someone. It's just not there yet. So let's go in on the Lovers and see if that changes. So why are the Lovers here for my Libras? Please and thank you. And we'll do our recap before the shadow. So talk to me about these Lovers. What's going on here? The Lovers here. Yeah, and very similar to the energy we saw last week of like the magnetic energy of somebody or something possibly returning here. Break time over type of energy, like, and someone making big moves, taking big action, just like we saw up front. So whether this is two people meeting in the middle and finding some sort of like middle ground, that's a possibility. But the Four of Swords in reverse underneath the Lovers does indicate action and movement and forward progress and momentum. So that's really, really good. Okay. In the upright, yeah, it could represent delays. It could represent breaks. And I did say in the middle, yeah, there's like some possible sticky situations surrounding others that you're connected to. But this card to me, when I see it in reverse, it does talk about somebody making a big action, or I don't feel like it's surprising or out of nowhere. To me, it also feels like two individuals possibly meeting in the middle. So yeah, if you are dealing with any situations or issues, it might take a little bit of time, but I feel like these individuals are going to meet in the middle. And this is indicative, once again, of like, yeah, they're back, or here they come again type of energy, and it's showing up that like somebody that you have an emotional tie with could swing back around, and there's a meeting in the middle. That's the big thing I'm picking up here with all the energy I feel within the spread itself, because like we have energy coming from this way, we have energy coming from this way, and yeah, there's this little stubbornness in the center, but it's not always going to be. Once again, 5 of the 6 cards, air. Okay, so it's all about communication. It's all about thought process in this time. So once again, this is very important for a lot of you to have some sort of release valve. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. Action is the name of the game, okay? Whether it's actions you take, actions someone else takes, actions both people take. Positions number one before the shadow. We have the Six of Swords with the Eight of Swords in reverse. So somebody improving, somebody getting better, or a situation improving and getting better. Really like this vibe. It does feel liberating for some of you. Yeah, you might need to make a trip or take a day trip or something, do a little bit of travel and shake off some of that rust. It feels good though. It feels like somebody making a move, taking purposeful action. So just, if you're having issues with somebody, like, yeah, there could be a meeting in the middle. In the center, we do have the Nine of Pentacles with the Page of Swords in reverse. I did say you might have some difficulties communicating with someone in this time. I don't feel like it's a permanent thing, but I do feel like at the time it's like slow and steady wins the race. If there is issues or delays in communication, it's not forever. It's just for the time being. It's more like a speed bump type of energy we have in the center. But there is improvement. Getting to the back end, we have more meaningful action. So it's action coming from both ways. Very balanced. We have the Lovers with the Four of Swords in reverse. To me, this does feel similar to the last couple of weeks. A possible return, like here they come again, or they're showing up again type of energy. But there's just this meeting in the middle. I just have to keep saying that over and over because that's what I'm feeling, right? Like, things are going in a very positive direction for you, and there's both individuals making action. Take it however it hits for you, Libra. But if you're making moves, don't feel like it's just one-sided. I feel like I needed to give that to some of you. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's get you a shadow card here. Let's see what's in the shadows for Libra. My guides and spirit team. And yes, you know I always like to end off every reading with a shadow card. Just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. I feel like shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge either. They could be a good thing. So let's see what's in the shadows for you, Libra. My guides, talk to me. What do we got in the shadows? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for my channel members. Let's get it going. Get this card out here for my friends. Thank you. Emperor, Aries energy. So in the shadows, we do have this Aries energy. This could represent authority figures. It does link to the zodiac sign Aries, which is your opposite sign, Libra. Now, generally, I always say when it comes to Libras and Aries, they both yearn for similar goals and similar things. They just have different approaches in getting there. If this isn't representing an individual person, the Emperor represents control. It's a very entrepreneurial type of energy, but it's someone that makes purposeful action, calls purposeful shots. So in this time, I would say for a portion of you, yeah, watch out for any little issues with authority figures or anything like that. But it's all about controlling a situation or even controlling yourself when we have this Emperor. Now, for a portion of you, this energy could go way further back. Remember, Emperor could represent father figures, things like that. And shadow energy isn't just what's happening now. It could be things that have happened over the long term. So when this shows up, there might be issues surrounding an older divine masculine figure. But the main thing I'm picking up here is like enforcing some sort of control, whether it's within yourself, within your thoughts, within your feelings. Hopefully this isn't somebody that's overly controlling though, but I don't feel like this is necessarily bad. So Libra, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet though. I'm going to give you the details. The February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air sign readings. But before we jump into this month's subscriber surprise, I just have a couple of really quick announcements. First and foremost, if you've been trying to hunt me down for a personal reading, my digital calendar is now up on mastermetaphysics.com. You can find that down in the description. So it has all the information if you'd like to book a personal reading with me. Second, I also opened up a P.O. box. I know a lot of people have been wanting to write me or send me various different things. That is also in the description. I'll be doing an update on Master Metaphysics later this week with a bunch of goodies like the pendants, crystal bracelets, and things like that. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my go-to decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which tarot suit vibes with you the best. Is it the fiery wands? Is it the earthy pentacles, the emotional cups, or the logical swords. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of February, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.